What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're one of the thousands of Call of Duty fans that have decided to dip their toe back into the nostalgia pool and go back to play some of the older Call of Duty games, you're probably sitting there and wondering, why is it that Modern Warfare 2 doesn't get as much praise as it should? Now, there's a lot of people within this community that will say Modern Warfare 2 is the best Call of Duty of all time. But when you go back and play it today, you see truly how great it was. It is so foundationally strong. It is just such a fun game. It immerses you right away. The sound design's great. The gameplay's fantastic. The gunfights are great. And it begs the question, why is Black Ops 2 always heralded as the best Call of Duty in the franchise? Why is it that there's so much trust within Treyarch and none of it has been afforded to Infinity Ward? Well, I think it's easy to look at Infinity Ward's recent track record and say that they have fallen far off of their past successes like the original Modern Warfare trilogy, but I think it goes a little bit deeper than that because Modern Warfare 2 left a sour taste in a lot of players' mouths because of the fact that Call of Duty was in shambles in 2009 and 2010. Right after the massive success of Modern Warfare 2, they were the biggest game on the planet. You could not open up your Xbox friends list and not see at least 80% of your friends playing this game. That's how massive it was. It swept the gaming industry like nothing else before it. So why is it that it just kind of died? And that is, of course, because Activision fired Infinity Ward after the launch of Modern Warfare 2. It was a story that, unless you were dialed into the gaming industry, you didn't know about. I didn't know about it at the time. I didn't find out until like middle or late 2011 that this is what occurred. And it made perfect sense because there were things within the game that just never got fixed. And it took them months to fix the big problems in the game. There used to be a supply drop glitch where you'd have infinite supply drops, infinite emergency airdrops. There was a huge javelin glitch where you could run around with the javelin and then as you were about to die, you just shot the javelin and it blew you and your opponent up. It was a very frustrating glitch. These glitches took months to fix, and it was always a problem. But the number one problem that plagued Modern Warfare 2 during its entirety, and even till this day, is Man Army Noob Tubes. This is undoubtedly the biggest stain on Modern Warfare 2. It is a problem that has been consistent with that game and has always been a dark cloud that's hung over it. As much as people want to say this is the best Call of Duty of all time, or one of the best, it's hard not to also counter with, well, Man Army Noob Tubes. And the reason that it's so overpowered is because, well, you've got this ability to just have infinite noob tubes, and you have this perk that allows you to increase your explosive radius and allow it to cause more damage. And it's an insanely broken combination. So why was it never fixed? Well, like I talked about earlier, half of Infinity Ward was just fired after the launch of Modern Warfare 2. And there were lawsuits galore during the lifespan of Modern Warfare 2. And this stalled all of those updates. So when we had the care package glitch, that was stalled. When we had the emergency airdrop, or pardon me, the javelin glitch, that was stalled. So the rework for Man Army Noob Tubes was never brought to light because they weren't focused on fixing the game. Activision and Infinity Ward were focused on these large lawsuits, and it was very difficult for Modern Warfare 2 to truly realize its potential. I will sit here today and say they are one update away from being the best Call of Duty of all time. When I think about the maps that are in this game, like I mentioned before, the sound design, the game design, the weapon play, all of this is unbelievable. Yes, there's overpowered stuff in this game, but it does not overshadow the fact that the game at its core is absolutely amazing. The maps, anytime I get into any of these older maps, I'm just flushed with amazing memories, and I'm even making new ones as of today. So, what would have this perfect single update had been? Well, for me, I've talked about it before on this channel, but many of you weren't around then. The solution would have been to make a noob tube take up your first perk slot, which would have eliminated your ability to use scavenger or one-man army, similar to what they did back in COD 4. And I'm not really sure why they made this change to begin with, because this change effectively altered the entire game. And I also wouldn't be surprised if Modern Warfare 2 brought in a blast shield perk, or if they eliminated the stopping power perk and exchanged that with a blast shield perk. Because I think we all know and we can all agree that the stopping power perk was a little bit of a crutch in Modern Warfare 2. And it was a big mistake by Infinity Ward not also having a Juggernaut perk. They took the Juggernaut perk out and didn't remove its strongest adversary. So you just left stopping power to wreak havoc in the perk 2 slot. It just allowed for a lot of balancing problems. But even with the balancing issues that Modern Warfare 2 had back in 2009, 2010, going back to it today and playing that game, it just does not matter. As easy as it would be for me to just sit here and complain about the multitude of problems that Modern Warfare 2 has, I just can't get myself to do it, because anytime I hop onto high rise and equip my ACR with a red dot sight, I'm just brought back to this time where Call of Duty was Call of Duty. It had an established identity that it adhered to. And when I compare it and contrast it to today's Call of Duty, it's massively different. The evolution has changed Call of Duty for the worse, in my opinion. But honestly, the focus of this video is not today's Call of Duty. It is the Call of Duty of yesteryear, one of the best Call of Duties in the franchise, and the missed opportunity for it to be the best one in the franchise. And honestly, if Infinity Ward or if Activision wanted to do right by this community, they'd retroactively make this massive change to the game. I don't know how it would be received by the community today. I'd hope that people would rejoice. I hope people would be happy. But it also could cause this massive revolt as to wrecking this classic Call of Duty game that has been enshrined for years in its current state. But with the reviving of so many different Call of Duties as of late, it would be kind of cool to see different changes to those games that were definitely necessary. And fixing the one-man army noob tube situation in Modern Warfare 2 would have been the start, and I would have loved to have seen it. I would still love to see it. I just want to know from you guys down below, if you could go back and change one thing about a past Call of Duty, what would you change? Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, can you please hit that like button? If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.